Pete'sTools.com.
G'day guys, you know when you first start to learn to weld and you feel like you can't even see what you're doing, you feel like you're welding blind, you're sort of going into the dark. Well, I certainly did when I first started to learn to weld. So anyway guys, here are my 3 best tips that I can offer you when you're just learning to weld. You feel like you can't find the weld pull or you can't even see what you're doing. You end up just poking and prodding and trying to do your best to get something to stick together. Anyway guys, that's what I felt like when I first started to learn to weld. Same as usual guys, if you like my videos, subscribe, drop me a like, drop me a comment, come say good day to the old git down in the comments below. And yeah, I'll show you what I learned over the years guys. So guys, I just use a really cheap auto darkening helmet. It's got this little solar panel up here as you can see. But this one's a bit worse for wear. I've got it held together with zip ties and that sort of thing. But you know me, I'm too tight to go and buy a new one. You've got to get the best value out of your gear that you can. Well anyway, that's what I think. Anyway guys, we'll do a little bit of welding and I'll see if I can show you through the helmet with the camera what it looks like. This, like I say, this is a pretty old helmet. You can see the front is quite scratched and so is the back for that matter. It's quite scratched and it's, you know, if you run your finger along here you can feel it's quite pitted as well. So I don't know if you guys' helmets are like that or not, but I'm pretty rough with my gear. When I'm finished I just sort of chuck it away or I hang it on a hook or something and all the dust just seems to rub in here and it just sort of makes marks on the front of it. But anyway, I'll show you what it looks like through the helmet. And also, basically my first tip guys is the positioning of your torch before you even go anywhere else. Because when I first started welding, I would hold my torch like that, where it's virtually right on top of the weld and you can't see your weld pull there, your puddle, you know, when you're moving it down. Because I was just right on top of it all the time and it takes a bit of a knack, it's a bit of an art. It takes you a little while to get used to it when you first start to weld, when you start to get awfully pissed off and that sort of thing if you can't stick 2 blips of shit together, you know what I mean? So, you know, if you're learning to weld, just give yourself a chance and, yeah, it's positioning of your torch. I'll show you what I mean. When I first started welding, guys, I used to hold my torch right up like that and you can't see what you're doing. Here, I'll try and show you that you can't see what you're welding. But after a while you'll get the hang of it and you'll drop your torch down like this and you can actually see the wire coming out of the end of the torch and you can actually see the weld puddle, and the weld puddle is just that puddle in front of where you're welding. So it's just like a puddle of water after it rains, and you'll see it coming down and down, and as long as you keep the end of your wire into the puddle then you're doing alright with your welding. I'll see if I can show you guys. Just on top of it, now we come down. See the wire now? So you can actually see what we're doing. Most important thing that I reckon is to be able to see your wire when you're welding. If you can see the end of your wire into your weld puddle and you can keep working it into your weld puddle, then you're going to weld. If you can't see the end of your wire and you're going like that all over the place, you can't even stick shit together and it's going to be a pain in the ass and you're going to lose interest really, really quick. Anyway, let's go to tip 2, Pete. Yeah! You know, I don't know if you guys are anything like me, but I'm as rough as guts, like I said before, with these helmets. I mean, they're only cheap. It was only 45 or 50 bucks. I've had this probably 4 years, so, you know, I can't really complain. But when you finish your welding and you toss it to one side or you hang it on a hook or you do whatever you're doing, the front of it gets scratched to buggery. See this? You don't realise it. It's just a plastic cover and it gets that scratch, but you don't notice it because every time you weld and you put it down, you just get more scratches on it. You just get used to looking through it. But if you actually take this off like that and then look through it, you'd be amazed at the difference. Here guys, I'll show you what I mean. Okay guys, this is looking through my helmet with that disgusting plastic cover on. Okay guys, now I've taken the cover off. Can you tell the difference? It's absolutely disgusting. Could you see the difference that made, guys, just by taking this cover off? I mean, you can buy them on Amazon or any bloody where. They're a dime a dozen. I think you can get about 10 for 10 bucks or something. If you look at that, guys, see all the scratches and dirt and crap. You can't even clean it, guys, because it's just burnt. It's actually burnt the plastic. So every now and then, remember to change the perspex that's covering your lens on your welding helmet. And you might be surprised what you can actually see. And once you've got your lens off, guys, you're replacing it anyway. What I would do is clean up the photo cell here. That's the recharging bit here. And then clean up the actual screen itself behind the perspex cover. And then once you do that, you'll be good to go. Some of these helmets, guys, also have a perspex screen on the inside, but this is a really cheap helmet, so it hasn't got that. It's only got one on the outside. But check that yours hasn't got one on the inside as well. So if you can change them both, then it's like you got a new helmet again. And it makes a humongous difference because, like I said before, you don't realise you lose vision every time you're welding when you get more and more shit stuck on that plastic. and then you just get used to it after a while, and you get used to not seeing anything. And also, guys, if you've got one of these auto darkening helmets, you've got your recharging bit along the top here, so just before you go and weld, or just a couple of days a week or something, just chuck it outside for half an hour in the sun, and it just recharges the batteries inside. It just gives you the oomph that you need, because if you've had it sitting around for months in a dark workshop, it isn't going to switch on and switch off very well. So that's what I do anyway, just chuck it outside every now and then and just get a little bit of sunlight in through the photo lens here. And the last tip I've got for you guys, if you've got a bright light like this, it's just a portable sort of workshop light, it's a rechargeable thing. Put that on your work before you start welding. It's amazing what the difference it makes if you've got a bit of side light coming in. Here, I'll show you what I mean. So guys, here we got it about normal, and then I'll spin the light round and you have a look what it does. See the difference there, guys? And it actually makes a huge difference to what you could see. Anyway guys, that's about it. They're my tips for what they're worth. I mean, I know what it's like when you first start welding, you can't see what the bloody hell you're doing, and you say, what the hell are they talking about with a weld pool? I can't even see the end of my bloody welding torch, let alone some swimming pool somewhere. Anyway guys, same as usual, you like my videos, subscribe, drop me a like, drop me a comment, come say good day to me at peachstools.com, and we'll see you next time, eh? Keep cool till after school, guys. Bye.
peachstools.com